Hello and welcome back to Here We Tow. Today I'm at Cara Motorhomes and they've kindly allowed me to come and film a review of this. It's a Sunlight motorhome, that's a German manufacturer, and this particular model is the Sunlight T69 LC. We'll go inside soon and have a look at the layout, but I'm really quite excited. I've never had much of a look at the Sunlight range, and this is my first time having a really good look in detail, and I'm already quite impressed and excited, to be honest. So what do we need to know about it? Well, as I say, Sunlight, it's a German manufacturer, and they are really quite competitively priced. This particular vehicle here is £73,590. Sounds a lot, but in the current climate, we are going to actually get quite a lot for our money. And this is certainly a European manufacturer that I'd suggest you have a look at. So let's start on the outside. Let's have a look at some facts and figures, because size certainly does matter. This motorhome is 7.4 metres long, so it is quite a long one. It's 2.3 metres wide and it's 2.9 metres high. Now, it is on the Fiat Ducato cab and chassis. In terms of the weight, it's a 3.5 ton motorhome, and you're going to get 362 kilograms of payload. If that's not enough, you can upplate it to 3,650 kilograms, and that'll give you an extra 150 kilos on top of that 362. So you can go bigger. Engine. This has got a 2.2 litre diesel engine, and it is emission zone compliant is this vehicle. We're actually going to find our petrol filler here. It's got a 90 litre capacity diesel tank, and it is also AdBlue as well. We add that here. I don't know the exact size, but if it's like the other Ducatos, that's going to be a 19 litre AdBlue there. This particular vehicle, it has a 9-speed automatic gearbox and 140 brake horsepower. Exciting stuff, I know. So let's have a look around. The vehicle itself, it's the white cab, it's the white sides. What I do like is that we've got the 16-inch alloy wheels here with the black, which always I think is quite a nice finish. Near side, we've obviously got our passenger door, and the decals, we've got a nice graphite silver and red. We'll head off down this side. So we've got windows into our habitation area. We've got the outlet here for the Truma hot water and heating. It's the Truma 6E, so the heating and hot water will run off both gas and electric. We've got a vent here. We've got the toilet cassette emptying point here, so we know we're going to find our toilet within this part of the motorhome. Again, we'll see that when we go in. We've got a large window looking the bed space, and again, something to look at when we go in. This is where we're going to fill the onboard water tank. Now, the Sunlight's got a good sized water tank, 122 litres of fresh water. You're going to get 20 litres in your hot water tank, and the waste tank is going to hold 92 litres. So if you're going away on a trip, you're going to have plenty of water there with that 122. Coming down, now, like most European motorhomes, we're going to find a garage under the bed. I'm a big one for the garage, as you know. I'll just open this up. So if we turn that way, now here we have the entrance on one side, and we've got a larger entrance on the other side, but I'll show you that as we move round. So we've got a good sized garage, really good. And here, I'll just open this, is where we're going to store our gas. Now, we've got room for two 11-kilo gas bottles. Again, that's pretty standard on the European motorhomes. You do get a generous amount of room for gas. So two 11-kilo there to store. I'll close that up and we'll continue on our way round. Now, the back of the Sunlight, it's a white one-piece. There's nothing exciting going on, I'll be honest, but we've got a nice light cluster here. If you wanted a bike rack, you can fit a bike rack to this model, and there is pre-installation wiring for a reversing camera as well, so we can have these different items fitted. There currently on this model isn't solar fitted to it, but again, if you wanted solar fitting to the roof of the motorhome, that's not a problem. Right, let's carry on down the offside. There's a little bit more going on here, so we'll find the exciting stuff as we go. So this is the offside garage door. This is a larger entrance door. This is 105 centimetres by 90 centimetres. So if you wanted to take e-bikes, you're going to be able to lift them in this side quite easily. There's also some hooks here for securing items. I found if you've got like a big motorhome box, then bungee cords are great just to secure around these. There's also a little storage compartment here, and we can see here there's an air vent, part of that Truma heating, so you can heat the garage as well in winter. There's also a 3-pin socket here, so if you're wanting to charge e-bikes or you've got a teppanyaki or something electrical that you cook outside, you can do that. Or it might even be that you've got a microwave or something. So an electric point in the garage and a really good size, so brilliant. I always get excited about those. So let's continue down this offside. So that's the garage. We've got another window there into the motorhome itself. We've got a good size awning light. Now what you'll see is there's no awning actually fitted already to this motorhome. You can have the dealer, such as Cara, fit an awning for you. You could choose Thule or Fiamma or Dometic, so that isn't a problem at all. Now we can see 2 vents here, so this is telling me that this is where we're going to find the fridge freezer on the Sunlight, and it is a big one. Well, you'll see when we go inside, so that's there. We've got the habitation door and we've got a step. Now for just over £73,500, I do like to see we've got an electric step. Imagine my excitement. Now, I've never had an electric step on a motorhome, so yeah, I'm quite taken by that. And you can see how quickly that deploys. I was quite surprised. The door itself is single panel. Again, I'll show you that when we go inside, but we can see we've got some little coat hooks there. I'll just finish us off on this offside. So here we've got our electric hookup point. There's no external gas barbecue point on this motorhome. That's probably something you could have fitted extra. So that's the exterior of the Sunlight, the T69 LC. I quite like the exterior. The decals are quite nice and effective. We've got a nice shape on the motorhome, and I've got everything else that I'm going to want going on here. So let's venture inside and see the exciting stuff, because it is really nice in here. So come on, let's go inside. So we've dived inside the Sunlight T69 LC. The first thing I've noticed straight away is we've got the nice light wood, and it feels really bright and airy in here, which sometimes you don't always get. You get a good feel when you come in, to be honest. So let's start with the cab. So it's the Fiat Ducato, which I'm sure many of you are familiar with. And although, yes, it is a van, it does feel quite car-like. These are not difficult to drive at all, and especially with the 9-speed auto gearbox. For me, I really like the automatic gearbox. I had that on our motorhome, so if you can afford that little bit extra, that's definitely something to put on the options list, definitely. So up here, this one, we have got the air conditioning in the cab. We've got traction control, we've got cruise control, and the steering wheel has got various functions as well. So it is a nice cab space. The seats, they do swivel round, both of them, so you can use them during the day and the evening to sit in. We've got these nice armrests. I'll just pull this one down. And what I like is it's got a nice cover to it. It's almost like a suede-y feel. Now the fabric, we've got quite a hard-wearing grey fabric here. We've got that same suedette here and the almost sort of faux leather. So these seats are nice, I will say that. I'm quite taken with these, and they feel very comfortable. What we're also getting is we have got Remis blinds, and that's going to be in the side doors and across the front windscreen. So on a night, you're going to have maximum privacy with those pleated blinds pulled across. Now this particular model at Cara, we've got a nice big sunlight window here above, almost like a sunroof. I'll just stand up. So, and again, we can see here, we've got a pleated blind as well. So that gives that privacy. And all these windows do have fly screens too. So we'll bear that in mind as we work our way round. So front of the cab, a little bit of storage here. And as I say, these turn around. I do like this space. I'll say that. Now I'm going to move slightly into the lounge area. Now I'm a little bit higher because this is raised up. So if I just step down, this is floor level. So this gives you the idea of headroom, because this model, it is a 4-berth. You can have this as a 5-berth motorhome if you want. There's an option to buy some extra cushions, and this can be a 4 or 5-berth then. So it's really quite practical for the family. So as I say, we've got a drop-down bed above me. Now this bed, it's a manual drop-down, which I will demonstrate. We've got little LED lights here giving some nice light. The size of this bed, it's really good. It's 195 centimetres long and it's 140 wide. So it's a good size double, and obviously you climb up onto that for those berths. As it lowers down, you can lower the table as well, so it all fits nicely into this space. It is a 4-seat motorhome. We can see here we've got some seat belts as well. Now, the lounge. So these seats, they are sort of the longitudinal dinette style. Sometimes people prefer more of the L shape, but the benefit of this is it does give you more space to move through the motorhome. As you can see, we've got a table. Now the table's fixed. I like the finish on this. It coordinates well with the seats, and we can open that up, as you can see. So good sized table, and when you don't want it fully out, you can fold it over. There is a hinge underneath. It is going to be a table that you're going to be able to slide and move as well. You can probably move it sideways. I won't mess too much now because I'll probably trap my finger in it. But yeah, so you've got flexibility there. What I do like as well, I'll just come down here. So we've got a plug socket down here, and we've also got 2 USBs as well. So if you're charging gadgets or you're working at the table, you're going to have that to charge those gadgets up. As we come down the motorhome, now this is the door on the off side, the right hand side of the motorhome. This is where I've come in. So within here we've got some switches, we've got the electric step function, and if I lower that, we can get under there for a little bit of storage as well. Storage is really important in a motorhome. You want to make sure everything's secure when you're travelling, even like things like boots and shoes and stuff like that. Something that I like that we don't always get in motorhomes is hooks on the door for coats here and hooks here as well. And there's a nice long mirror as well, so you can have a look at yourself before you go out. But again, nice little feature there. And one thing I noticed was down here, there's an LED light here at floor level. That's a nice feature, because as I've come in straight away, you can see what you're doing at floor level for getting your shoes off and what have you. I mean, obviously I've taken mine off to come in here with it being a brand new motorhome. The floor as well, this flooring, this wood effect floor, I really like this. It's got a nice texture to it. It feels quite warm because it's quite a cool day today. Yet colour scheme, it's going to hide any muck, any pet hair, and it coordinates well with the rest of the motorhome. So yeah, I'm liking this, as you can probably tell. Now, I spoke about this drop-down bed. So when you operate these, some are manual, some are electric. This is a manual operation, probably because of the price point of the motorhome. To operate it, you pull this across. So that's the bed operation. So what we're going to do now is spin around, and I'm now going to show you around the kitchen area, and then we'll make our way back further into the motorhome. So let's spin round. Okay, so the kitchen. Now this is quite good. European motorhomes, more often than not, you'll get gas burners, but you won't get much else in terms of cooking because they do a lot of cooking outside. But in this, we've got it all going on. So because of the drop down bed, we do lose some cupboard space here, but we do have the cupboards obviously underneath the drop down bed. So let's have a look first of all with our cupboard space. So we're starting here with the space here. Not a great deal, and if you're short like me, to be honest, that shelf's not going to be a huge amount of use to you, although that one is. We do have some hooks here for if you wanted to hang anything on there. I know people sometimes get like little storage baskets and things like that. Some nice lighting. We do have one plug socket here for your kettle or coffee maker, and then we've got the gas hob. So I'll just lift this up. So under here we've got 3 gas burners, and that's quite a long sort of gas burner little stove, to be fair. If you use a whistling kettle, a gas burning kettle, then you've got plenty of room to keep that. If you're using an electric kettle or coffee machine, you're going to have to work out the best place to store it on here, because worktop space, if that's up, is at a bit of a premium. So I'll just close that down. And then we see here, we've got our Thetford dual oven and grill. These are really popular. They work pretty well, to be fair. I've never had a problem. I know I don't do much cooking, but I've never had a problem. So yeah, good size, as you can see in there. And then underneath, we've got this little bit of storage in this drawer. Now again, what I like about this is, although it's at floor level, I'm not having to go get my hand under there to root things back out that might have moved when I've been driving. So I do like the drawer. So we'll close that up, and it's a nice soft close as well, which is good at this level of motorhome, to be honest. Storage wise, we've got our cutlery tray and cutlery drawer here. Again, nice soft close on that. And last but not least, now this I was, simple things for simple folk, I know. When normally in motorhomes and caravans, the bin is in the door, as many of you'll know, or there isn't a bin. So to find this under here, I was quite excited about that. I know it's a bit sad, but it's unusual. It's just something that you don't always see, that's just a different little feature. The only downside is it does take away some of the storage underneath there, but you can't win them all. So we've got a little shelf there as well. So I'll close that. I like that, as you can tell. I'm quite impressed with that. Now the sink, we've got a nice sink cover, hot and water tap, obviously, as you would expect, round bowl, nice little sink. Not much more to say about that. We've got a little hook here as well for your tea towel or whatever you want to put on there. So the kitchen space, I like that. And also don't forget, although we don't have a lot of worktop space, what we do have is this big table in the lounge. So you can open that up and use that as well, because it's not just there to eat at, you can use that for other things as well. So that does increase the space. So there we go. Now on the off side of the motorhome, this has really impressed me, because there's always a compromise, and thankfully it's not been on the fridge freezer, because one thing I found, and I know I'm talking about personal experience here, when we had the Coral motorhome that we bought first, that had a big tower fridge freezer and we loved that. When we went to the DL, we sacrificed the fridge freezer space and we had a much smaller one. And I'll be absolutely honest, I struggled with that. I filled it so easily. So to see this bigger space, I know not everyone needs 156 litre capacity of Thetford fridge freezer, but some people do. So for me, I do like this. We've got a huge freezer compartment in there, really good freezer compartment. And the fridge, as you can see, we've got the shelving, we've got the racks, and we've got the pull-out baskets. So absolutely loads of room. We do actually cook quite a lot when we're away. We do a lot of barbecuing. So fridges, you know, it is important to us. That to me, 156 litres is a selling point. Now, up here we've got our panels. So these are the control panels. As I said, the Sunlight has got the Truma air-blown heating and the hot water. So we've got our control panel there and the panel here as well. This is for our electrical system and our water tanks as well, as far as I know. So there's all sorts of controls there for you. And just up above, we have a cupboard here, and that in there is where you're going to put your television. So your television's going to go in there, and then you'll bring that out for when, obviously, when you want to use it. So we've got TV storage nice and safe there. If we move down just under the fridge freezer, we've got a really good size storage compartment. Again, yes, you're going to have to get on your hands and knees to access it, but that goes nearly all the way back. So loads of room in there for extra bits and pieces. I'll close that up. So altogether, the habitation space, I like this. It's a nice layout. It's airy, it feels spacious, it is wide. As I say, it's a 2.3 metre width motorhome. This is a well-equipped kitchen. We haven't got a microwave, but if you were bothered to that much, to that point, you could take one and keep it in that large garage. But all this is a big winner. And with this huge Hecky light above, this big sunroof, it's letting loads of light in. Really nice. If you wanted to fit air conditioning, I don't know whether they would fit that there, probably, as opposed to there. So you'd probably still retain that. So aircon, again, if you wanted a proper unit, is something you could have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move backwards now into what is the shower and the toilet and washroom. But before I venture too far back, I'll just show you the door. So at the moment, the door's closed on the toilet, but for the privacy to the bedroom, we do have the door closing that way. Just so you can see that. I might have given it away, but the bed is a large island bed. So let's make our way back and I'll show you these parts of the motorhome first and then this really nice bedroom space. Come on, let's have a look at these bits. So I've spun around, and just so you can get your bearings, we've got the cab behind me and I'm facing the rear of the motorhome. So on the right hand side of the motorhome, the off side, we've got a shower cubicle. This is a really good size shower cubicle actually. If I step in, there's loads of headroom, there's plenty of space in here. We've got a screen with frosted glass, we've got a light in here, we've got a shelf for the shower gels, obviously hot and cold water. I like the head of the shower as well, that's a little bit different. There is the bar to hang the towels on, and there is the ventilation through that little sunroof. So yeah, this is a good size, and we get the wooden grate as well in there. So I do like this, I'm pleased with that one, because sometimes the shower cubicles can be a little bit small, especially for the bigger people, but I don't think you'll have much of a problem in there. We do have a privacy screen here. Obviously we just unpop this, slide this across, and it's going to close here. So if you want privacy from the people in the bedroom, you've got that. And obviously this door, as I showed you a minute ago, this does open and close on there as well. This is the washroom. Now, I like this, so I'm going to venture in here and tell you a little bit more about this. So this is a good space, and what we've got is the Thetford swivel toilet, which is obviously here. Above that, we've got some storage. We've got this cupboard here. If I open that, we've got plenty of little shelves. I like that because, again, when you're moving, if it's one big space, everything just goes everywhere. Little shelves, it's a little bit easier to contain. You could even get some little baskets or something to put in there. We come across, there's a mirror. Now, this is a good size mirror. It goes all the way across that wall, so it's a good use of space. It's nicely illuminated with the LED lights, and we've got another little sunroof vent here as well, letting light in. Good size sink, swivel tap, and underneath we've got a little bit more storage. That's another nice cupboard. And what I'm quite pleased about is down here underneath, there's a three pin plug socket, easy for you to say, 3-pin plug socket. So you can use a hairdryer in here, hair straighteners, razor, anything electrical that you want to plug in, you can do it in there. There's a toilet roll holder on this wall here, and what I like is there's 2 hooks And then there's also these little metal bars. So you've got plenty of space to hang towels, because once you've used your facilities and your towels are soaking wet, you've got somewhere to put them. So let's close that up. So that is the shower and the toilet and washroom space. Yeah, like those, really usable. And this nice little bit of floor space here for getting dried or changed. That's really nice. Okay, last but not least, what we're going to do now is head further back into this bedroom and have a look at the large island bed. So let's head into the bedroom. Okay, so the bedroom, it is a very large island bed. I really like island beds. Again, it's a personal preference. The size of this one is 195 centimetres long and it's 150 centimetres wide. So it's big. As you can see, the cushion there, I've tried to fold that back. So this is now in day mode, so it gives you room to move around the bed. When you want it on night mode, you can pull it out and it comes out obviously a further bit here, so you can change the size of it. I'm starting here first of all because I just want to show you the storage under the bed. So if I bend down here, we've got a really good size cupboard, as we can see here. So plenty of storage, because we didn't have a lot of storage in the kitchen, if I'm honest, but we do have plenty in this back bedroom. So good size storage here. I'll just close that up. Now, to get onto the island bed, it's no secret you go around either side. So there's two sides. So if you want to come down here with me a little bit. So on this side, there's a ledge on each side. So to get in, you simply step up and then you're onto the bed. Just like that. The fresh water tank we're going to find under here, and as I say, 122 litres of fresh water, so that's really good. You can see how much room there is in here, and it's really light. Both of these bedroom windows are absolutely huge. Sometimes you lose that, but you don't here. There are blinds. I'll show you what we've got. We've got our fly screens, and then we've got these standard plastic blinds. Now, some people prefer the pleated blinds. I mean, I must admit I do like the pleated blinds, but the plastic ones, these again are quite common across a lot of the European manufacturers. And I've had those and I've never had a problem with them at all. And then we've got these nets just to soften it up a little bit. So as well as the big windows, we've also got another sunroof here which opens up to let fresh air in. And it's also letting the light in. Again, we've got blinds and the fly screen on there as well. So in this bedroom, what we've got here, we can see we've got these little lights here. We've got a light switch underneath as well that operates the lighting. And we do have USBs as well. So when you're in your bed on a night, there's a little USB there, so you can charge your phone and your gadgets as well in the bedroom. I'll just swivel round. So storage in the bedroom, again, there's quite a lot of headroom. It's certainly generous. In this cupboard, I'll just open these up. So the overhead lockers, we've got good amount of storage in there. They're a good depth as well. So yeah, pleased with those. And then we've got little wardrobes on each side of the bed. So in that wardrobe, you can see there, again, good depth. And I'll open this one up as well. And the same in there. So in these, we've got the rail, so we can hang our clothing up there. We've got room for clothing there, and we've got absolutely loads of storage under this bed. You must be careful though, when you're loading your motorhome, is think about your payload and don't put too much in the back onto that rear axle. You've got to make sure you distribute it evenly and safely. Don't get carried away. Just because there's space for it doesn't mean you need to put it in there. So that's the bedroom space. As I say, really, really good size island bed. And another thing that I like, I'll just slide forwards, is with the island beds, they do have cut-offs, but even if you're tall, this is not a severe cut-off here. So you're not going to lose that space if you're a tall person for your feet. And at 195 centimetres long, there aren't going to be many people that won't fit in here. So let's now dive back into the cab and just have a summary around the Sunlight Motorhome. I'll see you back up there. So there we go, that was a look around the Sunlight T69 LC. 7.4 metres long, 3.5 tonne motorhome, and this one, with what we've seen, priced at £73,590. I must admit, I like it, and I know I like European motorhomes, but I do like it. And what I like is the build on it. As I've gone round it, and it is German, as I've gone round it, things feel well made. We've got the soft closed drawers. It does feel well put together, and there's been some thought put into it as well. The lighting, there's plenty of lighting. It feels light and bright. I could see you quite happily going off for a period of time in this motorhome as well. So I'm quite excited that I've been able to have a look at the Sunlight, because as I say, it's not a manufacturer I've had much experience from, and this was my first proper look around as well. If you're interested in a Sunlight, yeah, have a look, put it on your list. If you're in that sort of price range, have a look. Have a look on the website as well on Sunlight, because they've got a lot of different models, a lot of different layouts. They've got van conversions as well. They've got compact motorhomes. They've got A-class motorhomes. They've got a lot on offer, and hopefully it's something else I'll look at a little bit later this year as well. If you're interested in this particular one, it is at Cara Motorhomes, so I'll put a link in the description below as well. So there we go. Yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed having a look around. And that's about all I've got to say. So this one, yeah, for the price, it gets a tick in the box. So as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.